Good morning, my dear students. I am extremely happy to meet you students through video presentations like this as usual. In the previous video meant for class 10 of CBSE, I have discussed some problems on how to find out HCF and LCM between two numbers using prime factorization method. Okay, we'll do some more problems in this particular video presentation. The application of fundamental theorem of arithmetic also. Just we'll take one such problem. Find the HCF, LCM of 12, 15, 20. I've taken three such examples, okay, using prime factorization principle anyway. Let me divide 12 by 2, I'll get it to be 6. Divide 6 by 2, I'll get 3. Therefore, 12 can be written as 2 square into 3. Then 15 will be, of course, 3 into 5. 15 is written as 3 into 5. Then I can divide 2 by 10, 20 by 2, and I'll get, I'll divide 20 by 2, I'll get 10. I'll divide 10 by 2, I'll get 5. Therefore, 20 can be written as 2 square into 5. Okay. Now, listen carefully. Therefore, HCF of 12, 15, 20. Okay. Here 2 and 3 are factors, here 3 and 5 are factors, here 2 square and 5 are factors. Out of the common factors, I should take down and write only the factors with least power. I already told you. After 2 square, 2 power 0, I have to write only 2 power 0. I can't do anything else. 2 power 0 is 1 anyway. Out of 5 power 0, 5, I'll write 5 power 0. Out of 3 power 0, I'll write only 3 power 0. Therefore, HCF becomes automatically 1. When I take 3 such cases here, HCF becomes 1. Now, LCM of 12, 15, 20. Here it will be out of 2 power 0, 2 square, highest power is 2. And out of 3 power 0, it is 3. It is anyway 5. That is 4 into 15. It will be 60 anyway. Answer is 60. LCM becomes 60, HCF becomes 1. Let me just repeat. Find the HCF LCM of 12, 15, 20. I'll think about the prime factorization principle here. I'll divide 12 by 2, I'll get 6. I'll divide 6 by 2, I'll get 3. I'll divide 3 by 3 again, I'll get 12 as 2 square into 3. 15 is nothing but 3 into 5. 20 is nothing but 2 square into 5. For HCF of 12, 15, 20, the rule says out of the common factors, okay, I will take down and write the one with highest power. Out of 2 square, least power, I have to write one with the least power. Okay, 2 square, 2 power 0. I have to write 2 power 0. I won't write 2 power 0 because it's 1 anyway. 3 power 0. I have to write only 3 power 0. 5 power 0. I have to write only 5 power 0. HCF is automatically 1. And LCM is out of 2 square, 2 power 0. I have to write the greatest power. Okay, 2 square. 3 power 0. I have to write 3. 5 power 0. I have to write 5. Therefore, I'll get it to be 12 into 5, 60. 4 into 3 is 12, 12 into 5, 60. Either way you can write 4 into 15 or 12 into 5, either way you can write. Therefore, HCF becomes 1 and LCM becomes 60. Okay. Earlier we did only HCF LCM for 2 numbers. I have done 3 numbers now. I have taken 3 such numbers. Okay. I have taken 3 such numbers. Okay, next there is one more problem. Show that 4 power n can never end with 0 for any n element of n, set of natural numbers. I am supposed to prove this. Okay, just listen carefully. Answer: 4 power n can be written as 4 power n can be written as 2 square whole power n, which is 2 power 2n. 4 can be written as 2 power 2. Okay, 2 power 2n. Okay, of course, 4 power n has 2 as its prime factor, and 2 is the only prime factor available. 2 is the only prime factor. It does not have 3 as a factor, it does not have 5 as a factor. Whenever 2 as a factor, if 5 is also a factor, 2 into 5 will have 10 and it will end up with automatically 0. Okay, therefore, due to uniqueness using fundamental theorem of arithmetic, we can't have any other prime factor other than 2 here. Okay, therefore 5 can't be a factor of 2 power 2n or 4 power n. Therefore 4 power n can never end with 0. I repeat once again, 4 power n can be written as 4 can be divided by 2, 2 can be divided by 2 again, 2 square whole power n, 2 power 2n. 4 power n has 2 as its prime factor and 2 is the only prime factor. Due to uniqueness using fundamental theorem of arithmetic, I already told you the fundamental theorem of arithmetic tells you any composite number can be written uniquely as product of powers of prime factors. Okay, and except for the order in which it is being written. Okay, for example, 2 into 5 into 3 is the same as 2 into 3 into 5 is the same as 3 into 5 into 2. That's the meaning of order in which you write. Either way you can write. Okay, except for the order, it will be unique. The factors will be unique. For due to uniqueness using fundamental theorem of arithmetic, we can't have any other prime factor other than 2. Okay, for 4 power n, if you want, you can write. Therefore, 5 cannot be a factor for 2 power n or 4 power n. For 4 power n can never end up with, already 2 is a factor. It will end up with 0 only when 5 is also a factor. 5 can never be a factor due to the uniqueness part of writing 4 power n as powers of prime factors. Okay, therefore it will never end up with 0. It's another problem. Okay, one more problem. Show that 6 power n can never end up with 0 for any n element of n. This is set of natural numbers. It will never end up with 0. Okay, it will never end up with 0. Just listen. Answer. 6 power n can be written as 2 into 3 whole power n, which is 2 power n into 3 power n. Therefore, 6 power n has two prime factors, namely 2 and 3. Okay, due to uniqueness using fundamental theorem of arithmetic, we can't have any other factor other than 2 and 3 for 6 power n. Therefore, 5 is not a prime factor of 6 power n. Therefore, 6 power n can never end with 0. It will never end up with 0. Okay. 6 parent can be written as 2 into 3 whole parent, 2 parent, 3 parent. Therefore, 6 parent has two prime factors, namely 2 and 3. Due to uniqueness using fundamental theorem of arithmetic, we can't have any other factor other than 2 and 3 for 6 parent. Therefore, 5 cannot be a factor. Already 2 is a factor. It will end up with 0 only when 5 is also a factor. So that 2 into 5 will end up with 0. Therefore, 5 is not a prime factor of 6 parent. Therefore, 6 parent can never end up with 0. Okay, can never end up with 0. I think is it clear? It's clear to everybody. You are able to follow what I am telling you. Okay, we'll take one more example. Okay, just listen. I am not going to write this question. Just listen carefully. There is a circular path around a sports field. Okay, Ron takes 18 minutes to complete one full round of the field, while Ravi takes 12 minutes for the same. Okay, suppose they both start the same point and at the same time and go in the same direction. After how many minutes will they meet again at the starting point? Okay, they are moving on a circular path. Okay, Ron takes 18 minutes. 18 minutes to complete one full rotation. Complete one full rotation. Okay, Ravi takes 12 minutes. 12 minutes to complete one full rotation. Full rotation. The circular path is there. Okay, this is the starting point. Let us say they both start at the same point. Let us say at the same time. Okay, after how many minutes they'll meet? Okay, for the first time. Okay, they'll be meeting, if they continue this process, they'll be meeting so many times. What is the first time, after how many minutes for the first time they both meet at the starting point? You are supposed to find out. Okay, answer. Here we need to find the LCM of 18, 12. Let me just try. Divide by 2, it is 9. Divide by 3, it is 3 again. Therefore, 18 is nothing but 2 into 3 square. Now, 12 divide by 2, 6, divide by 3, 2, 3. Therefore, 12 can be written as 2 square into 3. Therefore, LCM of 12, 18 will be 2 square into 3 square, which is 4 into 9 is equal to 36. Therefore, you have to give the conclusion. After 36 minutes, they both meet at the starting point again. Okay, practically speaking, Ram will complete one full rotation in 18 minutes. Okay, he will come to the same point in 36 minutes. In 36 minutes, Ravi would have completed 3 complete rotations. Okay, 12, 24, 36. Therefore, for first time after 36 minutes, or at the they will be finishing 2 full rotations and 3 full rotations respectively. Okay, by 36 minutes. Therefore, they both meet. Okay, after 36 minutes, they both meet at the starting point. Okay, at the time they come to the starting point after 36 minutes. Okay, after completion of 36 minutes, they will be at the starting point. That is the real meaning. Now, for automatically after 72 minutes, after 72 plus 36, 108 minutes, they will be meeting each other. This is the first time they both meet each other at the starting point again. Let me repeat. Ram takes 18 minutes to complete one full rotation. Ravi takes 12 minutes to complete one full rotation. We are supposed to, they start the same point at the starting point. Okay, at the same time. Okay, they start the starting point at the same time. We need to find out after how many minutes they both will meet each other at the starting point. Now here we need to find the LCM between 8 and 12. 18 and 12. Divide 18 by 2, I'll get 9. Divide 9 by 3, I'll get 3. Therefore, it is 2 into 3 square. Now, divide 12 by 2, it is 6. Divide 6 by 2, it is 3. It is 2 square into 3. Okay, now LCM of 12 and 18, I am supposed to take down, write out of the common prime factors. I have to take down, write the highest powers. 2 square, the higher power is 2. 3 square, higher power is 3 square. 4 into 9 is 36. Therefore, after 36 minutes, they both meet each other. Okay, they both meet at the starting point again. Okay, for the first time they'll meet. After the starting beginning position, they'll meet. I should say for the second time. For the second time they'll both meet each other at the starting point after 36 minutes. So of course, after 36 minutes, after 72 minutes, I have to think of a multiple of 36 there. They'll be again and again meeting at the starting point. Okay, here you can even imagine, okay, 12 into 3, 36 will be completing 3 full rotations. Ravi will be completing. Here 18 into 2 is 36. Therefore, here he will be completing 2 full rotations, he will be completing 3 full rotations, they will meet at the starting point. That's the way it is being done, but it is done by taking LCM of the given two numbers. I think it is clear. Okay, I think you are able to follow what I said. Here I need to think about LCM between the given. It's application of LCM in one of the word problems. Okay, just in one of the word problems. Okay, just listen carefully. I'll give you one more example. Okay, there are two sets of people, let us say. Okay, there are two sets of people, 616 and of course another set of people, 32. Okay, they want to go for a parade. Okay, you know they'll be in three, they'll be moving in three, they'll be moving in fours, etc. Okay, you might have seen the time of your Independence Day, etc. Okay, and you're supposed to find out, okay, the two groups, they are supposed to mark the same number of columns. What is the maximum number of columns in which they can march? What is the maximum number of columns in which they need to march? Okay, just here we need to find the HCF of 616 and 32. Let me think about answer. I am talking about the answer now. Okay, now let me divide 616 by 2. I will get it to be 308. It's correct. Okay, divide by 2. It will be 154. Divide by 2. It will be 77. Am I right? Yeah. Divide by 7. 11. Divide by 11. It will be 1 again. Let me just check. Okay. 3 2s are 6. 8 2s are 16. It's correct. 15 2s are 30. 4 2s are 8. It's correct. 7 2s are 14. Remainder 1. 7 2s are 14. Okay. Therefore, 616 is nothing but 2 cube into 7 into 11. Okay. Then of course I can do prime factorization for 32. Divide by 2. It is anyway 16. Divide by 2. 8. Divide by 2. 4. Divide by 2. How much you have? 2. Okay. Now for 32 is nothing but 2 power 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 power 5. Okay. Therefore, HCF of 616 and 32. I am supposed to write the lower power of the common prime factors. Okay, it will be 2 cube, which is 8. Okay, since I have taken from the textbook, I will just check the answer. I will just check the answer. 1 second. I will just check the answer. 2 minutes. 1.1. Yeah, they'll be moving in 8. For maximum number of columns in which they can move will be 8. Okay, you can even divide 616 by 8 will be 77. First set of people will be moving in 77 rows, and second set of people will be moving in 4 rows. 4 8s are 32. Here 8 into 77. Now for first set of people, 616 people will be moving in 77 rows, and whereas here they will be moving in, out of this 8 I'll be having 4 rows. Okay, now for the maximum number of columns in which they both march uniformly will be 8 columns. Okay, I repeat, there are 2 sets of people. In one set there are 616 people, in another set there are 32 people. They want to march for a parade, maybe like Independence Day or something like that. Okay, you need to find out the maximum number of columns they both march uniformly. Okay, same number of columns they are supposed to march. Here I need to find the HCF between the given two numbers. Divide 616 by 2. I'll get 3 2s are 6, 0, 8 2s are 16, 15 2s are 30, 4 2s are 8, 7 2s are 14, remainder 1, 77. Divide by 7, 11. Therefore, it will be 2 cube into 7 into 11. And here, of course, 16 2s are 32, 8 2s are 16, 4 2s are 8, 2 2s are 4, 2 2s are 1. It is 2 power 5. In HCF, here will be out of the common factors taken, write the lower power. 2 cube and 7 power 0 and 11 power 0. I need not write for 8. Now, for maximum number of columns in which they both march uniformly will be 8. That's the meaning. Okay, 8 will be the maximum number of columns in which they will be marching. Okay, they will be uniformly marching. Therefore, I did one word problem on the application of LCM. I did one word problem on the application of HCF also. Therefore, we'll continue in the next video with some more problems and that concept also. Those who are interested in watching every other topic being uploaded in the channel, you please subscribe by clicking the subscribe button as well as the bell icon. Subscription has no charges. Thank you, students.